What's up, kids? Welcome to the spot. Today we're going to make some ground pork lettuce wraps for dinner. A cast iron here, throw that on medium heat. Ground pork 80-20. Just gonna pop that right in and get that going while we prep our vegetables. Got Kendrick on the record player today. Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna leave that there, crank the heat up, and we'll let that come together and get everything else going. Got my hip towel today. All right, let's see. So we got carrots, scallion, mushroom, some seasonings. I'm gonna throw some nuts in there too. Why not? Oh. All right. Let's see. I'll just do one large carrot. I'm gonna peel that directly into the garbage disposal. Anything to fight against the power of the landlords. Trash bowl, and I'm gonna put my prepped ingredients here, right on the edge of the sink there. All right, we got fat part, skinny part. We'll split it right about yonder. I'll cut this into some planks. This does not need to be beautiful. Everything's gonna be cooked down, but we do want roughly even sized carrot chunks. All right, split those up. That's getting hot. Chill out on that. So I really like these. It's a good way to use leftover vegetables. Today I'm starting from fresh, and you just saw there I've got a whole bunch more carrot, so I'll have to use that in something else, but I'll use one in here. All right. I want everything pretty much to be about the same size when I'm done. So you'll see me chopping everything pretty much the same size. Bunch those together. Don't gotta be beautiful. All right. Cool. Run my knife through there a couple times. I just sharpened this knife. It feels fantastic. If you're ever chopping vegetables or anything and you feel like it's not quite easy enough, especially something hard and firm like a carrot, can't think of anything else hard and firm right now. But yeah, anything along those lines, you know, sharpen your knives. I have a fancy electric knife sharpener that I love, but you don't need a fancy one. You could use a not fancy one. I got this bench scraper. Sweet. All right, carrots are done. Pork's going. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up these nuts here. Get them out of the way. Just a little bit of a chop. I actually pulled these out of a trail mix that I bought. I do this a good amount. I don't really keep peanuts around or anything, but I have trail mix a lot. That'll work. Toss that back into there. And that'll just add some texture to these. The ground pork will have a little bit of like a meaty texture. The vegetables I want to be tender crisp, so they'll have a little bit of texture to them. But the nuts will be real nice. Real nice. All right, scallion. Let's see. I'll use 2 of these. And again, I'll use the rest in something else. All right, let's see. Take those ends off. Bop, bop. These are all looking pretty good. Got some nasty layers. Cool. Let's see. Just gonna get rid of that one. Let's see. Let's give her that little piece there. These often have like a little slimy layer. I like to get that off of there. Come on, boy. There we go. All right, cool. So I'm gonna use the whites kind of in the stir fry mix in the actual mixture. And then I'll use the greens for a raw garnish at the end. At least some of the greens. All right, let's see. How do we want to do these boys? I'm gonna split these. Again, just trying to get everything roughly the same size. Split those down the middle. And we'll do a little bias. Going pretty thin. Cool. All right. I should probably have multiple containers because all this is not going to go in at the same time, but hey, if a little scallion gets in there with the carrot, do I care? Not really. I'm cooking for myself at home. Should you care? No. You really shouldn't. All right. Greens will do on a bias as well. I really like chopping scallions. Eh, look at that. It's satisfying. All right, that's trash. Any bits that like don't cut through are, it's a good indication that they're a bit more fibrous than the rest. You want like the tender bits there. All right, I should probably get a separate little dish for those. Pop those there. And you know what? I'll actually save some of these nuts for garnish too. Just a few. All right, cool. Pork's looking good. Let's mash this up a little bit. I didn't put any fat in the pan. This is 20% fat. So that fat will render out and be plenty. To cook the pork down in. Thanks, Mom, for the meat masher. That's what they used to call me in high school. Just kidding, they did not call me meat masher in high school. All right, we're gonna let that hang out there. That thing works really well. When I first got it, you know, you get gifts all the time, and I get a lot of cooking gifts, and I was like, I wonder if I'll use this. It works really well for that one purpose. The little like star prongs allow it to go like in and out, you know? Doesn't get stuck in there and all gloppy. All right, mushroom. I love mushroom. It's so good. These are gonna cook down a ton and shrink in size, so might look like a lot when I chop it up, but it won't end up being that much. Taking the caps off, I could save these for stock if I wanted to. I just moved in this place. I probably will start a stock bag in the freezer at some point. Here's some good looking mushrooms. These are like really clean. I'm not gonna wash these. I don't think there's a need to. If they were a lot dirtier, I would, but I think I'm good. And if not, then you'll never see another video from me again, because I'll be dead. All right, let's see. I'm gonna slice this through this way. I've never done this before, so we're just gonna act like I know what I'm doing. Slices, turn them all roughly the same direction. Run the knife through. Something like that. That'll work. I'm just gonna get these kind of chopped up a little bit all together. And then, well, let's try this. Cut it like an onion. Hey, that's working, huh? I like that. That'll probably work on the bigger ones. I don't know if I can do that with the smaller ones. I love cutting mushrooms. They have really nice texture to them. I think I'm inventing new mushroom cutting strategies here. You're welcome. All right. Uno más. All right, so you can see here, all my veggies are kind of roughly the same size. I'm gonna run my knife through these mushrooms a couple of times. All right, so important part of cooking, I don't know how much you cook, you know? I had to learn a lot over time. I learn a lot by watching videos, which is part of why I really like making videos. But a lot of part of it, and a lot of reasons when people don't cook, is because it takes so long. Which, that's fair. It's a lot easier to go get takeout somewhere. But it's cheaper and healthier generally, and I think a lot of times, well, more fun and oftentimes more delicious to cook at home. So to speed things up, the order operations is really important. So we got the pork going. By the time that's done, we'll pull it off and use that same pan so we don't have to wash another pan. And we'll get our vegetables going. We'll put our pork back in there. It's probably too many mushrooms, honestly. I'll use the rest for something else. Anyways, we'll cook everything back in there, and this whole thing really shouldn't take more than like probably 20 minutes start to finish, something like that. All right. Cool. Break this up a little bit more. We're probably browning on one side, I would think. How are we looking? I want some color on this, not a ton. Most of the like umami flavor in this is gonna come from my soy sauce, fish sauce, that kind of thing. So we don't really need too much color, just trying to cook the pork through. But I do want a little bit of brown. All right, I'm done with this. I'll leave that in there. What do we got going on? Got a jalapeno, some garlic. Get this jalapeno done first. I like a little bit of heat. Do jalapenos traditionally go in lettuce wraps? No. That's okay. Use a Thai chili or something if you want. People often say to cut the non-skin side, you know, skin side here. The skin side is slippery, but if you have a sharp knife, it doesn't really matter. And I prefer to cut through the skin side. It just lays flatter on the cutting board. Up to you. I'm loving this knife being sharp. I hadn't sharpened this thing in like a year. So this is great. All right, that's gonna roll right over there. All right, note to self, use more plates and bowls for prepped ingredients. This is my first GoPro endeavor. It's fun. I like that I can just kind of cook. What a concept. All right, back to my new fruit and vegetable bowl. Real nice. All right, this garlic's kind of on its last leg, but I think we'll be all right. Just cutting the little stem side off, like so. Cool. And then we'll give them a bash. Cool. And then the skin should just kind of release right off of there. Oh yeah. Come back, bud. Yeah. Cool. All right. Give this a mix. Looking good. All right, I'm gonna let this get a little bit more color. My stove is loud, ain't it? A little more color. All right, garlic. Slice it. Ow. Well, cut myself. We're gonna take a little break. All right, we're back. Garlic's done. I don't have a Band-Aid, so we're just gonna hold this napkin on my finger and finish up here. All right, this should be brown enough. Yeah, you know, gotta get used to talking and filming and chopping. But you know, I'm feeling really alive now, seeing my own flesh and blood kind of gets me going a little bit. Not really, I prefer not to do that. But hey, we're doing all right. I gotta flip my record. That was the problem. This is pretty ratchet cooking video, isn't it? There's the corner of nothingness. Still gotta get that going. All right, this looks good. I turned the heat pretty low. So, gonna add some flavorings to the pork itself. Just a little bit. It has nothing in it so far. So I wanna add some mushroom seasoning. Maybe a half tablespoon, something like that. A little bit of ground ginger. I'm sensitive, so literally just a little tiny bit. I'm gonna add garlic powder to this. Just a touch. We'll add soy sauce to season for salt. We can always taste and add salt later. Fish sauce. And do I want to add anything else to this? Nah, that'll be it for now. All right, just gonna let those flavors cook in a little bit. When you put fish sauce in some, it's gonna smell wildly fishy. But it won't taste like that. Just adds depth of flavor, super umami savory, real nice. All right, cool, can you see this? So we got, there we go. You know, looks like this. Where am I? Oh, there we are. That's looking pretty good, huh? All right, cool. I'm gonna set that aside. For now, it's hard to do stuff with one hand. I can't really grip with my left thumb right now, so that's cool. Would a bigger spoon help? Bet your ass it would. Do I feel like getting one out? No. I'm bleeding. Not into the food. Into a paper towel. Fashioned to my thumb. Alright, I should probably like really work hard to scrape all this stuff off. But I'm not feeling at that capacity right now, so we're just gonna go with that right there. This stuff will be fine. I'll go to extra toasty. Alright, set that aside, and heat's on medium. Cool. I'm gonna go in with carrot. And mushroom. Those are gonna take the longest to cook. The mushroom will be cooked before the carrot, but mushroom you can kind of cook for a long time, and it just, to some extent, keeps getting better. Deepens in flavor. Good enough for me. All right, now we still have a good bit of fat in there from the ground pork, and these vegetables are gonna release some water that will sort of naturally steam them as well. So I'm not gonna add any extra fat, at least at this point. The mushrooms would really just soak up any oil if I added it in there. All right. Let those hang out and saute for a sec. I can go ahead and add, let's see, I'm gonna add some umami seasoning to this. Yeah, that's it for now. While that's hanging out, this is gochugaru, Korean red chili flake. We're gonna add that in there. It smells so good. Look at that. And we'll season it with some other sauces and stuff over here. All right, so when I'm cooking vegetables, I like to just set have like a timer on my watch. I don't know if you can really see that. But I just press on, so it's not actually counting down, it's counting up. But I just like to have that on, give me a sense of how long things have been in the pan. Turn my heat down a little bit. So I'm on medium to medium low here. My cast iron has a lot of residual heat, so it is pretty hot still in here. And this will cook for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. something like that. You can see already the mushrooms have shrunk down a ton. The carrots won't shrink much, but the mushrooms have a ton of water in them. That water has helped to deglaze the pan. So like all the brown bits that were in there are now scraped up and are still in our final dish, which is of course wonderful. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put my scallion greens in here, but not really stir them in yet. Why am I doing this? Man, I don't know. Felt like a good move. All right, while that's hanging, I've got romaine lettuce we're gonna use. How are we looking here? Still bleeding. It's an exciting first GoPro video. I have bandages on delivery momentarily. You can hear this? Well, I don't know if you can hear this. But that's sort of, how do I describe that? It's not a fat sizzle. It's not like I'm like searing something in oil right now. It's a wet sizzle. So right now the water is just really cooking out of these vegetables. They're gonna concentrate in flavor. And like I said earlier, that water's kind of deglazing the pan, soaking up all the brown pork flavors, getting them into our veggies here. I chose these vegetables. The carrots have a little bit of sweetness, and I like their texture as well. And they're orange, which is cool. And then we got the green of the scallions and like the dark brown of the mushrooms. Anytime I'm doing any sort of veggie mix, I like to get some different colors in there. Some red bell pepper would be nice, something like that. Be a good add in there. Oh yeah, the romaine. Got a lime I'm gonna juice on this at the end as well. Cutting a lime with one hand. That's safe, right? Yo. 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 Good boy. And do some little wedgies. How nervous are you guys right now? All right, mixy mix. These guys are looking nice. Kind of forgot about my jalapenos. Should have added those in a little bit ago. That's all right. This is super forgiving. Worst thing that's gonna happen is maybe some of your vegetables are a little too cooked or not cooked enough, but it ain't no dang. Alright, cool. I'm gonna turn this heat down to medium low. Just let that hang for a sec. Alright, so once this is cooked through, we're gonna add the garlic in just a second. We'll throw the pork back in there, season it up with some different sauces. And yeah, get sort of a zhuzhy little mix going on there. I know what you're thinking. How sanitary is this to be peeling this romaine lettuce while my thumb is bleeding into a paper towel? The answer to that, I'd have to go to Reddit, but it's probably fine. I'm eating this myself, so you know, I'm made of my own blood, right? I should be okay. All right. I'm leaving the like core part behind, just kind of snapping it before I get there. That part's gonna be a little too fibrous, a little bitter. We don't want that. All right. That might be enough lettuce. It might not be. I got more if I need it. All right, this is definitely cooked through enough, and we're starting to get a little bit of browning, which is fine. Not really something I was going for, but it's fine. I'm gonna deglaze this with a little bit of water just to slow down the cooking process before we add in the garlic and the rest of our saucy things. All right. Garlic's in there. Let's see, I'll go ahead and add in my nuts. What do we got? I'm gonna add some garlic powder, a little bit more ground ginger, a little bit more umami seasoning. Gochugaru here. There's a spoon. This has a lot more like sort of earthy tones to it, I would say, than maybe like a red chili pepper would. Really delicious. All right, heat going back up a little bit. It's smelling good. All right, garlic's cooked through for like a minute here. I'm gonna go ahead and taste this for seasoning, see where we're at. That's really good. Spicy. That's cool with me. I was gonna add some sriracha, but I might not. Pretty spicy as is with the jalapeno and the gochugaru in there. All right, pork's back in. I'm gonna crank the heat, get this coming together. This looks good. Smells great. I chopped up some pineapple earlier. I was thinking about putting it in here. I didn't, but I feel like that would actually be really good. Okay, taste this for seasoning. See where we're at. Pretty good salt level. I probably over seasoned it if anything. Add a little bit more soy sauce. We are adding this to lettuce, unseasoned lettuce, so it can be assertively seasoned, and that's all good. Adding some maple syrup here. Any sweetener would be fine. Some honey would be fine too, or just straight sugar. Just a little bit. It's gonna give it more of a zhuzhy texture and sweeten it up. Black vinegar, just a splash. I'm gonna add some rice wine vinegar as well. Liven things up a bit, and a little bit of sesame oil, half a teaspoon, something like that. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat off now because I want this to stay sort of zhuzhy, a little, not like liquidy or anything, but have a little bit of sauciness to it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that off the heat as well. Cool. And that's ready to go. You can see it's kind of wet, right? So not liquidy, but wet. That's what I want. Give it one more taste. That's good. I want a little bit more sweetness. Right now I'm getting a lot of salt and a good bit of heat. So we'll balance that with a little more sweetness, and that'll make, you won't notice maple syrup flavor, and you won't think to yourself, oh, this is sweet. But it'll really enhance the salty, spicy flavors. You know, everything needs balance. All right, how we doing now? Always taste your food. Nice. That's really good. All right, I'm ready to eat. A little bit of lettuce. A little bit filling. The lime juice. Yum yum. And what do we got? Some scallion. A couple fresh nuts for some texture. There we have it. I gotta get used to showing this on camera. I don't know how that looks. My lighting's kind of weird, but it smells really great. How's it taste? Very good. That's good. Oh yeah. Alright. I'm gonna go to the hospital. I'll see you next time.